Here at Casino Barcelona and the birthplace of the EPT, time is running out. Registration for one of the biggest tournaments ever held in Europe is about to close. History will be made. Day 2 of the EPT Barcelona main event starts here. Returning to Barcelona for our 10th consecutive season has seen our biggest ever field on Spanish soil, with the greatest names in poker and scores of qualifiers desperate to make their mark and join the ranks of the elite PokerStars.com EPT champions. Last time, 2 Norwegian stars failed to make it through day 1.
Okay.
Gail Bauman had her ups and downs at the feature table. Mad Marvin got off to a great start, but lost momentum towards the end of the day. And EPT heavyweight Luca Pagano ended the session with a bang. Meanwhile, the field kept getting bigger and bigger, with late registration open until now. Registration has finally closed, and we have an impressive 1,234 entrants. So we're a few shy of breaking the record, but this is still a huge tournament.
Around 700 players are returning for day 2, which is a bigger number actually than some EPT starting fields. They can't even fit everyone in this room. 72 players will be down the hall next to the slot machines. This is the biggest Barcelona main event ever, so we've still made history.
And talking of history, we've got the inaugural EPT champion, Alex Stevic, at our feature table. It's the man himself, the first ever EPT champ. Alexander Stevic is back where he claimed the title 9 years ago, and he's here to win his second trophy.
I have a good feeling again. I'm here to show the guys that I'm back.
From poker legend to football superstar, FC Barcelona defender Gerard Piqué headlines at the secondary feature table, but he's got tough competition. Ola Shemian. He bubbled the final table of this event last season, and he came 6th in the super high roller just a few days ago.
I'm pretty comfortable with my game and confident. Yeah, it's all good.
And so the survivors from Day 1A and Day 1B combine to form this monster, star-studded field. So we now know the prize pool in this tournament is close to €6 million, but we're still a long way from the money.
There's Alexander Stevic. Guy doesn't look like he's aged a day. He looks like he's aged 9 years. There's Fraser McIntyre, our online qualifier pick. He made it through to day 2. And it's the Vamps, David Vamplu. He's due not to bubble one of these. Gerard Piqué at our secondary table with Eugene Kachelov. He's a big football star, apparently. With a body like that, he must be a quarterback. Dragan Kostic is our chip boss. Finished second here in EPT 8.
This field, 1,228 players. Is it the biggest? Is it a new record or not?
Depends how many players going to enter.
1,240 in San Remo.
So they missed out by 12 players.
Yes.
13 players.
13.
Actually, the tournament clock hasn't been updated. We only missed out by 7. Stevic has a 6-figure stack to start day 2. He's sharing a table with Marcin Horetsky and Antonin Duda, a final tableist from last year. Each table is now 9-handed. The blinds 400, 800 with a 100 ante.
It would be nice for you to win the first,
and the 10th,
the biggest, and the second.
Yeah, yeah. Be the first one to win 2.
Everything.
I want the number 10. This way, people can call me Maradona of poker.
Diego Armando Maradona Franco is an Argentine football manager, coach, and former player. Many experts, football critics, former players.
Joe, are you reading off the internet?
Yes.
Stevic is raised under the gun with Queen 6 offsuit.
What is up with this raise? It's not 2004 anymore, brah. You know that's not a good hand, right?
Iha Soika has ace-king.
Well, we know Soika should 3-bet here. Stevic looks ready for it.
Raise 46.
Here it comes, a 3-bet to 4,600.
It's a pretty small 3-bet. Stevic should probably peel for that amount and see who else wants in.
Well, Horetsky is folded. Jacek Markowski also passes. Gergely Kulsha is out. Jakov Valup doesn't have much of a hand. Didier Sicarel in the big blind. Passes. as to Stevic.
Tough to fold quicker than that. Try to get some respect with the under the gun race, but no.
Like I said, it's not 2004 anymore, and mathematically, I think he was getting the right price with that 3-bet after having already invested 2,000. But yes, we do appreciate acting quickly.
At the secondary feature table, Eugene Kachelov has moved all in with kings. Danius Ulker's re-raised in an attempt to isolate, but it's not going to work. Max Greenwood's got aces.
Holy.
All in.
The last time I saw a deck this cold, Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio were sliding off it into the ocean.
Action back on Ulk.
Call.
He calls. He puts 2 players at risk, but he is way behind. So Greenwood's tournament life is on the line, but he's got 85% equity. Kachelov is at risk. He's drawing to 1 card.
Everyone pretty much flopped dead.
No one has a spade. That'll do it. A huge pot for Greenwood, and Kachelov is busto.
Pretty nice spot to pick up aces. And poor Eugene Kachelov. He's probably going to be so bummed out about this, he's going to allow himself to eat a carb.
Well, Eugene's going to have company on the rail. His fellow team pro Jason Mercier has also been eliminated from the EPT Barcelona main event.
You got it. I'm in. All right. I'm looking forward to that. Let's do it. I'm doing it. I'm in. I gotta open up my voice a little bit.
You'll be fine.
Alcohol first.
Mad Marvin and Victor Randon setting up a karaoke contest. Whoever wins, the audience loses.
Is Krista Mulder invited?
I'd invite him. Now, according to this tweet, I don't know if Christoph really thinks poker is just becoming tough or if the concept of sarcasm has just reached Belgium.
Tournament chip leader Dragan Kostic, who made it through day 1A, is heads up against Daniel Bass.
Oh, I thought it was Daniel Bass. Slap it a bass.
They're going to the river, which is the 6 of spades. And Bass is betting. $28,000.
Well, this is a big bet. Come on, man. Daniel Bass.
Oh, I thought you were doing club music because Dragan Kostic is from the Balearic Islands.
Yeah, that too.
Kostic lets it go. Ship the pot to the Brit.
Bluffing with probably the best hand. Would it be awesome if Daniel Bass leaned over that guy on his left and goes, hey, how's the knee on those things?
He wouldn't hear him. They're noise cancelling.
Nice.
Well, Dragan Kostic has just lost the chip lead. Florian Dimitri Duta is now tournament boss. Max Greenwood sits in 3rd after that big coup with aces. Ola Shemian closes out the leaderboard with a stack of just over 145,000. Let's see Shemian in action. He's at our secondary feature table where Jakob Rasmussen has raised with ace-jack. Shemian has 3-bet with 9-6 suited. However, Gerard Piqué has woken up with aces in the big blind.
Shemian's going to war with a piece of Käse. That's German for cheese, but he is about to get bladed by Piqué.
Rasmussen has folded. And Shemian passes as well.
I don't mean to stereotype, but professional athletes are 4-bet bluffing about as often as they go back to school to finish their degrees.
Gerard Piqué now playing a stack of 36,300. Well below average with around 675 players remaining in the tournament. Back to the main feature table. Ihar Soika's under the gun, first to speak. He's folded. So Marcin Horetsky, he'll also pass. Markovsky. He's out. Kulcha. Not going to play. Jaakko Veloop has ace-7 suited in the hijack.
Let's go, Velupe Fiasco. The show goes on.
That's a raise to 2,000. Sicarel, ace-jack in the cutoff.
Seems like a pretty standard spot to just call.
Sure enough. Jack-9 on the button for Alexander Stevic. He calls as well.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Alessandro Montecholo in the small blind will fold. And Antonin Duda gives up the big blind. 3-way to the flop.
Ace-jack ahead for now.
Veloop has the pre-flop betting lead, but he's out of position. First to speak on the flop, which is 6-4-4.
Everybody misses like when Greedo fires first.
Check.
Veloop checks. Sicarel checks. Stevic throws out a cheeky 3,000.
With total air, Verloop's got some backdoor draws, but not much else.
He folds. Ciccarel folds.
Even gets a fold from ace-jack. Don't think many folks are folding straight away there. Mad respect for the OG.
Steal.
No.
See,
Now I have
steal.
a really good hand. Actually, I have a good hand.
Me too.
Yeah?
Nothing.
Blah,
You have
blah.
nothing.
If nothing, you raise pre-flop. If
You have
some.
I have king 6. Top pair. King kicker. Back
King.
to flush draw.
I knew it, so I folded tens. What can you do? What can you do?
We are all
Yeah, only position.
He's a good liar. He didn't say ace 6.
Yeah,
King
that's
6.
true.
That's
That's
very
a good
smart.
lie. It's a better
Very
lie
smart,
because it's
yeah.
more...
Because you know we have ace
yeah, I
6.
did lie. It was a lie. But I had a good hand.
Very smart.
But king 6 was a lie. I don't know.
Wow, they read him like a shampoo bottle on the toilet.
Confirmation that everyone who makes the final table will lock up a six-figure score. The winner will get more than $1 million. Stevic first to speak. 6-7 suited under the gun. He raises to 1800. Action folded around to Soika. 9-10 off. He passes. Marcin Horetsky has got pocket jacks.
Hello.
And not much of a stack. He's all in. Give him the red triangle. Thank you. Anyone else want to play? The loop in the small. King deuce. That's a fold. And Ciccarel in the big. Having a think.
Nah.
Back on Stevic.
How much is that?
9.3.
That much? Really?
Why is he asking that?
It looks like less.
It's not.
It's not less.
What do I have? Doses?
I have very small cards. But they look good together.
True.
Then you have to call if you look good together.
Not true.
Small and look good together, like Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman. Seriously, though, you do not have to call.
Try it one time.
Wow, Stevic calls.
You are doing very good against me.
7-6.
6. I tried to get under.
I've lost the worst hands, so
So it's not over yet.
always possible.
Horetsky, a 3-1 favourite to double up here.
He is going to get run down 1 and 4 times, though, which is pretty sick.
Good flop for Jacks.
It's not a very good flop for me.
That 4% equates to the 4 runners he can hit.
Oh, king.
My friend.
Now he can chop.
Another chop for me? Maybe.
I like chopping. It's friendly. A little bit for you, a little bit for me. We both
Just
win
keep
money.
it low, please.
Everyone loves a chop part.
10 is good.
We do.
It's a 3. Horetsky doubles up.
I like to double people up.
Thank you.
Won the hand with Jack high.
It's good for the game.
Yeah. You see why they should invite me to private games.
And Alexander Stavic's phone is blowing up right now.
What are the original champions' chances of repeating? Tag your tweets. EPT.
Buenos dias, James Hartigan.
Oh my God, what are you wearing?
Está uno sombrero y uno poncho. ¿Cuánto en Rome?
First of all, you just said how much in Rome. Second of all, that costume is Mexican.
James, I took Spanish in school, and sombrero is definitely Spanish.
The word, Joe. Just the word. Welcome back to the PokerStars.com EPT Barcelona. At the end of this week, one player will sail away with more than €1 million and will be able to crack open a bottle of EPT 10 champagne. Whoever that player is will be following in the footsteps of EPT 1 winner Alexander Stevic.
Those footsteps may in fact be clown shoes, because so far this guy plays goofier than Mickey's best friend.
We're going to sweat with Alexander Stevic. Good luck with that, Joe.
All right, buddy, let's bring it in for a raise. So far, so good.
He has King Jack. He's made it 2,000 to go.
Good.
Alessandro Montecholo calls.
When we get called in the very next spot, I'm worried, but our rep probably isn't so hot right now.
Round to the blinds. Markovsky in the small. Passes. Kulchet in the big.
What's it going to be, Great Train Robbery?
He also folds. We are going heads up to the flop.
Oh, and we're out of position. We are adorable, aren't we? Flirting.
Jack 9-5 on the flop.
Top pair, second kicker. All right, all right.
Stevic continues for 3,000.
This board has some draws, but I think in general a call could be pretty strong here.
Montecholo does call.
Yeah, let's settle in.
Turn card is the 3 of diamonds. Stevic now checks.
Nah, I think we should have bet there. At the very least, we could have checked more aggressively.
Montecholo bets 4,500.
Okay, now we just have to call. Hope we're winning.
Wow. Stevic raises enough to put Montecholo all in, and he calls.
Okay, I did not approve any of that.
Montecholo way ahead with ace-jack.
All right, well, with these two hands, it was pretty likely it was going in anyway, but I don't really like the way it happened. It's really hard for a hand worse than ours to call it off.
Stevic can still win and knock out a player with a king on the river.
Couple of kings left in the deck.
It's a blank. You can look up now.
Stevic takes it like a man. Easy, buddy.
Stevic lost 23k in that hand. As Montecholo gets a full double up.
If Montecholo had more chips, it could have been worse for Stevic.
Good hand.
Yeah, thank you very much.
The original champion, now playing a stack of 68,000.
Well, it feels very good to be back in Barcelona 10 years after the first win. I expect myself to reach at least the final table. I have a good feeling. I really honestly believe that I deserve it. I decided to play the first EPT because I wanted to go to Spain. I had never been to Spain, and I went with a few friends, and I almost didn't play the first EPT because I lost my money on cash games the first day I got there. And the second day, a friend of mine said, let's put 500 each on the roulette. And I said, it's the last 500 I got. And he said, let's play. Okay, let's play. And we won. And we won like 5,000 each. So I bought into the main event, and you know, it was all built up for me in a way. You know, after the roulette, I couldn't lose it. It was actually never really a tournament for the rest of the field. I even remember calling my dad after the first day and saying, hey, I won 80,000 euros. And he said, really? Yeah, no, well, not really, but soon. I still play a lot of poker, mostly live games, and I don't believe myself to be any good anymore. I even sometimes think that I was never really good. I'm just lucky, because I am lucky. I consider myself to be one of the luckiest guys in the world. The Lucky One. This should be my new name. The Lucky One. Alex the Lucky One. Yeah.
Gotta love the honesty.
Look, there's a very beautiful man in telly. You didn't see it.
Alexander Stevic, not the only EPT Barcelona champ in the field.
Ketlin Mark.
And there is the reigning champ, Nikolai Pabal. Luca Pagano began his career making the final table of this event in Season 1. He's gone on to have 19 further cashes on the tour.
That is staggering.
Out in the field, Kitty Quo has moved all in on the river. It'll cost Gail Bauman everything she's got to make this call. She calls, and her hand is no good.
Gail heroes it and is incorrect. What can I say? Women are tough to play against.
Sent to the rail by the nut flush. Kitty Quo up to nearly 82,000.
And it looks like I'm calling in sick tomorrow. Hashtag what hotel are you staying at? Hashtag just kidding. Hashtag not really.
Let's check on other women in the field. Jamila von Perger is the girlfriend of German pro Manik Lerzer. Liv Marie is a member of Team Pro and an EPT champion. And Fatima Maria de Melo is out.
He's never washing that shoulder again.
Fatima will not repeat the success she enjoyed here in Barcelona last season. Gerard Piqué in action at the secondary feature table, facing a raise from Alexandru Deleanu.
This will be a pretty loose call in the cutoff.
He has called. Noel Gaines gives up the button. Both blinds fold. We're going heads up to the flop. Both players miss.
At least Deleanu has a draw.
And ace-king high is best for now. A continuation bet of 1,200, which Piqué calls.
Cheeky little float from Piqué. Maybe he's going to bluff the turn.
Eight of spades doesn't change anything. Deleanu slows down. He checks.
Does Piqué go for it?
Yes, he does. 4,200.
How much is the pot?
You have to come this way.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
There's a nice way to do that.
Deleanu thinking about it.
Counting on his fingers.
He folds.
Nicely played by Gerard Piqué.
Machine.
I think he got kind of lucky there, though. You're usually only folding out better ace highs with that bluff. Don't worry, though. It's still the year of Romania.
Meanwhile, still grinding a short stack is our online qualifier, Fraser McIntyre.
Don't you mean the online qualifier?
I probably should have been eliminated yesterday, given that I was grinding that short stack for about 4 levels, I think. But the important thing in day one is always to make it to day 2. Maybe give them the chance to double up, treble up, and then you never know where you can go from there.
Show for the cameras.
Dude knows day 2 comes after day 1. I think we made the right choice.
Duta still leads. In second place is Mario Adinolfi. He was a big presence in this tournament in Season 8. Max Greenwood and Ola Shemian are both in the top 10. They've gone to the flop, and Greenwood has bet 3,300. Shemian with top pair, top kicker, will call.
Seems like an easy spot for a call.
The turn card is the 8 of spades. Greenwood now has an up and down straight draw and a flush draw.
Not a great flush draw.
He slows down. He now checks.
Maybe all a bets here. Greenwood's not usually checking a better hand, and there are plenty of worse ones to get value from.
Shemian checks behind. Deuce of hearts on the river.
Big brick.
Greenwood checks again.
Ola should feel safe enough to value bet this card.
He does bet 7,200.
Should be an easy fold for Max. Not many bluffs are checking that turn and then firing when the river comes up a blank.
Greenwood lays it down.
Ola Oxenfree. This kid is simply mashing. And I love the Indiana Jones satchel. Indy, come here hot!
Shemian playing 147k. With 620 players remaining in the EPT Barcelona main event, all competing for that first prize of more than €1 million. Marcin Huretsky finds himself all in with ace-king. Antonin Duda dominated with ace-jack.
Huretsky's got you dominated. Duda, Duda.
That's a flop for me.
It's not a good flop for you.
It's a great flop for ace-king of diamonds. Duda drawing very thin.
Running, cards his hands in jail. Duda, Duda, day.
He's now drawing dead.
Maybe deuce is okay. Or 7. 7 is even better.
Trying twice.
Duda, where's my chips?
Huretsky gets another double up at the feature table. He started today with fewer than 10,000 chips. He's now playing a stack of nearly 34,000.
Duda probably felt like he had to call that, and probably did mathematically. We're all real proud of you.
Over to the secondary feature table, where Noel Gaines has just bet enough to put Mr. Shakira all in.
No getting away from this with PK stack. Or probably ever, really.
And he calls all in.
Better call. Yeah, sure. Don't flip your cards then. Don't flip your cards. No, I call.
You call?
Yeah.
Okay. Shalom.
PK, the big favorite.
A 4-1 favorite to double up and survive.
Anybody think Gerard PK looks a lot like me? Thank you, Mom.
PK now a 9-1 favorite. Gaines drawing to 2 outs. He needs a 9 on the river. PK survives.
Some people run good at life. Yeah, I'm just gonna take those. Thanks.
I've no idea what any of those things are, but Gerard Piqué has won them all. If you want to play in an EPT event, go to PokerStars.com, where there are qualifiers every day.
Guys, I'm new in town. Do you know where I can get a burrito? Do you guys know where I could get a churro? How about like a burro ride of the Grand Canyon? Do you know where I can get those? Do you know where Salma Hayek lives? I heard she's nearby.
Is this in Mexico or?
Yeah, Mexico, right.
Yeah, I think you've got the wrong country.
You got the wrong country, mate.
What? Kay? I just want a burrito.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com EPT Barcelona main event. He has won almost every honour in the world of football, but what do people think when they hear his name?
Gerard Piqué.
I mean, I really don't know anything about football.
Gerard Piqué was a great soccer player.
Who wouldn't want to play with celebrities? I do.
He's the guy that was like dating Shakira or something. Is that him?
When you do see someone outside of who's kind of famous in the real world as well, it's still a bit of a shock, but it's great for the game and hopefully it attracts new players.
I thought they were talking about that ginger comic from the States who's always telling it like it is.
That's Louis C.K.
I know that now.
Three-way to the flop at our secondary feature table. Gerard Piqué was the pre-flop aggressor. And the action's been checked to him.
Looks like Louis Piqué is going to bet. He's got the best chance of winning this pot outright, at least.
4,500. And gets two quick folds.
Man, if everybody believes soccer player bluffs this much, there'd be like 7 red cards every game.
He's now up to nearly 57,000. As we head over to our main feature table, blinds currently 500 and 1,000 with a 100 ante.
Close it. Yeah. Sorry.
Action on Alexander Stevic.
No sangue. Para cabeza.
He folded under the gun. Queens for Montecholo.
Face.
Something tells me Alessandro Montecholo knows how to handle the ladies.
He's made it 2,500 to go. 9-10 offsuit for Jacek Markowski. He folds that. Gurgly Kulsha on the button has ace-4 suited.
If Kulsha wants to play this hand, he should probably just cold call it in position. This would be an awfully light 3-bet.
Well, light 3-bet it is. A re-raise to 5,800.
How much?
Pro tip, asking how much and then calling before getting the answer is almost always a dead giveaway that you've got a monster.
Montecholo, big favourite going to the flop. An even bigger favourite now.
Nice safe flop for queens.
He leads for 5,300.
Why is he leading? Check to the razor, guy.
Bizarrely, Kulsha calls.
Not crazy about this either because I wouldn't even know what card to hope for on the turn. Well, I guess that's one of them.
Kulsha picks up the nut flush draw. Montecholo bets a second time, 12,000.
Obviously, Kulsha can't fold, but I think a raise might be okay here, too. I'm talking in general. It won't work against queens, of course.
He floated the flop with just ace high. Now he's picked up that draw. He has to go to the river. And sure enough, he calls the 12K. Nearly 50,000 in the pot now. And it's a brick on the river.
Don't see any reason Montecholo should stop betting now. Just so you know, every time I say that, I'm putting my 3 fingers together like I'm describing a fine wine.
It's a value bet of 16,000. Now, I described the river as a brick. Obviously, Kulsha does now have a pair. But seriously, is it ever good here?
I think a call here on the river would be very hopeful. No. Terrible. I mean terrible. If you think someone's range is weak enough to call here, then you should probably raise the turn. I love it. What a sigh.
Live tells, anyone?
Looking pretty comfortable over there, Mr. Montecholo. You guys know what I'm talking about with the finger thing, right? That scarf can't help you now, my friend.
Montecholo looks pretty comfortable to me. But Kulsha calls! Calls with just a 4.
Yeah.
I stand on a good ora.
What he said. At least Kulsha still has a six-figure stack.
What? Why is he standing up? That's weird.
Montecholo now has 94,200. Who is this comedy character?
Fin da piccolo ho sempre sognato di diventare un giocatore di calcio professionistico. Finita la carriera da calciatore, per hobby ho incominciato a giocare a poker e ho trovato anche delle similitudini tra il calcio e il poker. È un gioco molto di testa, la mente riesce a farti vincere nel calcio delle partite che non avresti mai vinto, e altrettanto è nel poker. A volte tu non hai niente, però mentalmente fai credere al tuo avversario di avere una mano molto molto forte e lui ti passa. Ho visto Piqué, l'ho salutato, gli ho chiesto ci sarà il sogno di giocare in Italia, magari con la mia squadra del cuore, che è la Juventus, però so che lui è un grandissimo calciatore e gioca anche nella squadra, si può dire, più forte del mondo. Diciamo, nel calcio ci sono molti fans che ti seguono, mentre nel poker, per esempio, ho giocato con un grandissimo campione che non lo conoscevo, Alexander, il vincitore del primo EPT in Barcellona, svedese, e io non lo conoscevo e ho fatto anche una brutta figura, però mi sono divertito con lui. È stata veramente una grandissima esperienza a livello personale.
This Montecholo guy can't be that famous that I type almost his whole name in before it auto-completed. Joe Stapleton sucks comes up after like 3 letters.
Yeah, sorry about that. I've got to stop posting on forums. At the secondary feature table, we join the action on the turn. Gerard Piqué has moved all in.
Drawing dead.
And Carlos Alvarez, who turned a flush, calls.
I'm guessing that's not a Barca jersey either, which makes this even worse for Piqué.
No river card can save him. Gerard Piqué will go home to Shakira as he busts the EPT Barcelona main event.
Whenever, whatever. I think there are more soccer players in this field than there are on an actual soccer field.
We lose Gerard Piqué. His chips now belong to Carlos Alvarez, who's playing 142k.
I will say one thing, Gerard Piqué, a super cool dude. Posed for photos all week.
Hang on a second, is Chuck Norris meant to be in this picture, or is he photobombing?
He signed tons of autographs. He is a cool dude. Welcome back anytime. But you cannot keep the microphone.
Well, we've lost a sporting champion, but we still have a plethora of EPT champions in the tournament, including Kevin McPhee and David Van Ploeg, who won London back in Season 7. Martin Finger, who took down Prague in EPT 8. And EPT Deauville winner, Jake Cody, looking very learned.
Check out those glasses. Nerd alert!
His fellow team pro, Christoph de Mulder, is all in. Decision on Guillermo Olvera.
Tough to call here without a big diamond in your hand. 5 of diamonds, I assume he would have called already.
Olvera folds. And that is a big pot for Chris de Mulder. He's now playing a stack of nearly 174,000.
I believe that pot was 4-bet, according to this tweet. Yes, Christoph, but what did you have? Ain't nobody got time for that.
After winning that pot, Chris de Mulder is 8th in chips. Another of our former EPT champs, Kent Lundmark, is 2nd on the leaderboard, ahead of online qualifier Ryan Spittles. The current tournament chip leader is Albert De Haer with 260k.
Albert De Haer, so hot right now.
Let's head over to the secondary feature table. It's Shemian v Alvarez. Shemian checks the turn. Alvarez checks behind. And it's a 10 on the river. Shemian now in front.
With the way the action's gone, this seems like a pretty good card to value bet. 7-9 and running diamonds both got there, but nah.
Shemian going for value, 8,200.
Alvarez has been in a free fall since busting Piqué. No.
He pays off Shemian.
I'd be more careful against the poker pros than the soccer pros, bub.
Shemian's back in the top 10. He's won 6 side events on the EPT, and last year nearly made the final table of the main here in Barcelona. Ace-king suited for Shemian. He shoves. He does call, putting Shemian at risk. The 8s are holding. No ace on the turn. Ola Shemian busts in 9th. It's been an up and down day for the German. It ends on a down. He bubbles the final table.
That's not nearly as good as the flashback from the year before where he was drunkenly trolling Martin Schleich from the rail. Martin! Show the bluff!
Back at the feature table. Actions on Marcin Huretsky. 7-5 suited. He folds. Jacek Markowski. That's Queen Jack.
He has a beard. Sorry, I call him like I see him, and I see a beard.
He raises to 2,000. Gurgly Kulsha has King-Queen offsuit.
His name is Gurgly. Huh. Seems like a good spot for Gurgly to call.
The original champion can't wait for the action to get to him.
Guaranteed he plays this hand.
Kulsha does call. The loop is out. Sikorel not sticking around. Ace-10 suited for Stevic.
What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? Another good calling hand.
He throws in the extra 1,500. And Montecholo, who's in the big blind, chose this hand to take a comfort break.
Classic.
3-way to the flop. Ace-9 deuce, top pair for Stevic. He checks.
Markowski, still bearded.
He was the pre-flop aggressor. Will he continue into 2 opponents? Yes, he will. 2,700. Call shot with just king high.
What the heck is Gurgly up to?
He makes some optimistic calls.
I'll say. That call is weirder than the feeling you get when the train next to you starts moving.
Stevic check raises to 11,000.
And this raise ranks pretty high, too, on the weird scale. There aren't many worse hands that can call this.
Both players quickly fold. Stevic wins the pot.
Check raise, the Italian style. I learned it from you. Normally I make... Come on. Yeah.
I think that might be insulting to Italians everywhere, though pretty accurate. You know, that thing is going to end up hurting someone.
You must be really hot in that thing.
No, not even a little.
Well, I am. I'm going to get a cab back to the hotel.
Yeah, no, I spent all our money on this.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll put it on my card if you agree to take off that ridiculous thing.
No problem. Hold this.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com EPT Barcelona. He was our qualifier of choice. He did well in Madrid last year, but during the break, Fraser McIntyre said goodbye to the main event.
Unfortunately, I got eliminated today by being really, really short stack. I like to make the most of playing poker and being in these places and in these competitions. I like to try and make it a little bit more light-hearted and enjoy it if we can. It didn't work out today, and unfortunately, it's just the way it is. But I'll be back again to try pretty soon, I hope.
So the online qualifier has been extinguished.
We're going to need a new one. Joe, scan the player list.
Give me a minute. I have to get back to you on this one.
Blinds are now 600, 1,200 with a 200 ante. Jack-10 suited for Duda. He will raise from under the gun +1. Pedro Pellicer has just arrived at the feature table. He folds. Huretsky's out.
Raise it up, Jack-10 of spades. Doodah, doodah. Flop real well and then get paid. Doodah, doodah day. Royalty-free music for the win.
Action has been folded around to Didier Sikorel. He's got 7s in the small blind.
And 18K behind.
I'm all in.
He shoves.
Probably the right move with his hand.
There's a very strong chance this all-in gets through.
I call.
Scratch that. Stevic picks up kings in the big blind. Duda folds the Jack-10. And Sicarel is at risk. And way behind.
He knows he's not playing blackjack, right? Actually, knowing him, he might hit on 2 kings. But he'd probably pull an ace. He's the lucky one.
18-5 total.
Well, Sicarel is the one who needs to get lucky here. 23% chance of survival.
Yes.
Wow. And there is a 7 on the flop.
Well, that is just unlucky. And 1 king was folded. Sicarel, the huge favorite to double up here now.
Kulsha folded the king of diamonds, so Stevic has 1 out in the deck. And only 1 chance to hit it here.
Yep, there go the chop outs.
Sicarel is a 97% favorite to double up. Stevic is going to be left with around 60,000. The river. No! It's the case king!
I'm sorry, Didier. No problem.
Mr. Lucky, story checks out. Although, I guess the chips went in with him as a favorite, though, so I'm not really sure how to score this one.
What an incredible turnaround. Sicarel sent to the rail.
And Greg the sound man has really perfected his that sucks face. Nice.
Stevic now playing 99k.
Dr. Italia,
Grande
welcome
Italia,
back.
Italia.
Out to the field. We find current chip leader Albert De Gea playing a stack of 310,000. 2 of the other big stacks in the tournament have gone to battle here. Tom Middleton against Mario Adinolfi. Adinolfi has called Middleton's flop raise. The board is 9-8-3 with 2 hearts. The turn card is the 5 of clubs.
Action on the last aggressor. Let's see if he follows it up with another bet.
He check-raised the flop and he bets the turn, 55,000.
This pot is getting big, and how?
Adinolfi shows aces and folds.
That's a tough hand to fold, but it makes sense. He can't beat any value hands, and one of the draws he should be afraid of just got there.
Tom Middleton, a popular UK pro, now playing 211,600. We have lost Luca Pagano. His career began here in Barcelona. That first EPT title still eludes him. Liv Boeree is an EPT champion. She's heads up on the flop against Martin Diaz, and he has called her bet of 3,400. There's a queen on the turn.
Loves looking lively, isn't she? Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that brain fart.
Liv now checks. Diaz checks behind. Deuce on the river.
Pretty safe run out for a flopped pair.
Looks like Liv will bet the river. 5,500.
5,500.
Diaz calls. And Liv shows ace queen.
Or a turned pair, as it were.
She flopped a flush draw, turned the queen, and gets her stack up to 91,500. Over to the secondary feature table, where Alois Shemian has checked the turn. Max Greenwood with trip 10s bets 3,200. Shemian with a gut shot calls.
Yeah, get some action on trips. Nice.
5 of diamonds. Shemian checks again.
Potential flush draw came in, but that's not slowing Max down at all.
He bets 7,200, roughly half the pot. And Shemian folds. Greenwood now up over 200,000.
Max Greenwood is the most possible Greenwood. Think about it.
Let's head back to our main feature table for the last hand of this level. And Marcin Huretsky has gone into Sith Lord mode.
Darth Huretsky.
I also have a hoodie. When I play with you, I will use the hoodie.
But does it get you +5 to flipping?
No? How much?
+5%.
Ah, okay.
It's like, you know, having a helmet in a game or something.
Yeah.
202,700. Okay?
Okay, Mr. Montecholo.
And under the gun raise with ace king. Folded around to Huretsky. He passes. Markovsky. Pocket 5s.
My guess is he's calling here almost always.
There's the call. Call shot. That's 5 deuce. He'll give that up. The loop folds. Henri Benoni, who's just arrived at the feature table, is in the small blind.
I like his peak approach.
He passes. Ace-king for Alexander Stevic.
What is Stevic gonna do here? Guy's more unpredictable than a runaway balloon. Certainly this is a spot for a call, at least.
Well, that is a 3-bet. Stevic re-raises to 11,200. Action back on Montecholo, who's got the same hand. Is he thinking of 4-betting?
I follow Mr. Poland.
I love this guy. This guy is good for poker, good for the EPT, good for the online community. He is chicken soup for the poker soul. Maybe Montecholo just piles it in here like a plate of antipasto.
Counting his stack, considering going all in, knowing that he still has Markovsky to act behind him.
Fold.
Wow, he lays it down.
What? And he has plenty of chips. That was tighter than a pair of David Bowie's pants.
He shows it as well.
It worked. Yeah. Did you see? I did it too.
It works.
Yeah. I have a lot of talent for the hoodie and the sunglasses.
Agreed.
Foldo. 2000. Nothing.
2,700.
Nothing.
These two have been talking all day, and I don't think there's even been one coherent exchange.
And it's tournament break time. We are now midway through day 2. Albert de Haer still leads, just ahead of Ryan Spittles. Former Barcelona champ Kent Lundmark is 5th on the leaderboard.
Kent Lundmark!
494 players remain, including the original champion.
I'm really excited to be playing in the 10th anniversary of the EPT, and that would be like the biggest dream ever, to win the first one, then come back and win the 10th one. You know, like it feels great to play the anniversary.
Next time, former Berlin winner Kevin McPhee is at the feature table, searching for a second title.
Yeah, bro.
As is another Season 6 winner, Liv Barry. And veteran Victor Ramdin declares a bold strategy.
I'm going for broke. I'm going back to the old Victor.
As day 2 continues.